Online Notepad. Online. The 15 strongest Kenjutsu sword users in Naruto history, ranked. Kenjutsu is one of the few ninja arts that viewers could ever hope to accomplish themselves. It's the art of swordsmanship. Often overlooked in favor of flashier ninjutsu, taijutsu, and genjutsu techniques, Kenjutsu can still be deeply impressive. With that in mind, let's take a look at some of the strongest Kenjutsu users in Naruto. Many of the characters on this list are members of Kyogakurei's 7 Swordsmen of the Mist. Each member wields an exceptional sword, some of which possess supernatural abilities, and one of which is even sentient. All members are recognized Kenjutsu masters to some degree or another. But one doesn't have to be one of the 7 swordsmen to rock a blade. Killer Bee, Sasuke, and both Hatakis also make the list. Which Kenjutsu user would you most want to cross blades with? Be sure to comment them up. Number 1. As a member of the 7 Swordsmen, Jeanine Acabino was naturally skilled in Kenjutsu. Confident in his abilities, he wielded the Kabutori, a gargantuan sword that consisted of an axe and hammer connected by a leather strap. The sword was said to be so powerful that it could break through any defense, though it didn't get a chance to take on allegedly impenetrable defenses like Susanoo. Number 2. While both Gekko Hayate and his girlfriend Yuga Uzuki are both exceptional Kenjutsu users, we're going to give the spotlight to Hayate, since he was teaching her the art before he passed away, and the series never followed up on whether or not Yuga had a chance to surpass him. His signature move was Dance of the Crescent Moon, which involved creating shadow clones that joined him in attacking a target with a sword at high velocity. He could also use a move called Secret Sword, Moonlight, which involves rapidly rushing towards an opponent and striking them laterally, leaving an afterimage in his wake. Number 3. Suigetsu dreams of following in his brother Mangetsu's footsteps by acquiring and mastering all of the swords that belong to the 7 Swordsmen. While he's not quite on his brother's level, he manages to do an excellent job working with Zabuza's Kyubikiribasho. Though he finds the blade a bit too heavy to carry, he's able to bulk up his muscles using his water techniques to help him wield it effectively. His exceptional speed also proves to be a serious benefit. Thanks to his skill, he's able to take on Darui with a broken sword. Number 4. Sakamo Hatake was known as Konoha's White Fang, thanks to his high level of skill with his signature blade, the White Light Chakra Saber. When swung, this straight-bladed tanto displayed a dash of white chakra. He eventually passed his blade to his son Kakashi, who used it during his early ninja career before it was wrecked during the Third Shinobi World War. Though Kakashi is better known for other moves like Chidori, his father would have been proud of his Kenjutsu talent. Number 5. Once a member of the 7 Swordsmen of the Mist, Kyojuro is now the 6th Mizukage. Though he might not look especially tough, his Kenjutsu skills are incredible. His signature sword is called the Hiramekure, and it's a dual-handled sword with 2 blades attached by a chain. It's capable of both storing and releasing vast stores of chakra that are so powerful they could knock Sasuke into a wall while Susanoo was active. But Kyojuro doesn't need a fancy sword to throw down. He can be just as dangerous using a simple katana. Number 6. Mayorai Ringo was a kunoichi from Kyogakurei, who was one of the stronger members of the 7 Swordsmen. Her sword was the Kaiba, 2 separate blades that she imbued with lightning chakra. She could use both swords with equal proficiency, implying that she was probably ambidextrous. She often used her incredibly sharp blades to shoot lightning bolts at her targets, spinning rapidly to increase her reach. Her most noteworthy battle was with Amwa, who is also an exceptional Kenjutsu user. This happened after she'd already been reincarnated. She previously passed away from an unknown illness. Number 7. Kushimaru Courieri is one of the more sadistic members of the 7 Swordsmen, taking obvious glee in massacring his enemies. He even took down his own teacher. He uses the Nuiberi, a long sword that's as thin as a needle, and has wire attachments that can be used to slice up enemies. Most people would not be able to maneuver this finicky sword, but Kushimaru is able to wield it without much difficulty. Number 8. Hashirama Senju was known for a lot of things besides his Kenjutsu skills, but he's Hashirama, the first Hokage, and one of the greatest ninja in Naruto history, so if he has any Kenjutsu abilities at all, he has to be included. Hashirama was skilled in all forms of weaponry, including swords, and he kept many of them sealed away in a scroll. One of his most commonly used weapons was a katana, as well as a larger sword that he used against Madara's war fan. Number 9. For somebody whose entire character concept is supposed to center around sluggishness, Darui is no slouch when it comes to Kenjutsu. He typically fights with a sword that's been imbued with lightning, using the weapon to enhance his various lightning release techniques. Proving his strength, he was able to go toe-to-toe with Suigetsu and his Kyubikiribasho, ultimately defeating him. It's no surprise that the guy is strong. He was trained by the 3rd Raikage and ultimately became the 5th himself, but it's still damn impressive. Number 10. Sasuke Uchiha is known for a lot of things before he's specifically known for Kenjutsu, but his facility with the blade can't be easily ignored. Throughout most of Shippuden, Sasuke used the sword of Kusanagi in battle. By sending lighting chakra down the blade, he was able to dramatically increase its cutting power, as well as numb or electrocute anyone unlucky enough to be touched by it. Though he lost the sword during the 4th Shinobi War, he would eventually replace it with a new blade, continuing to incorporate Kenjutsu into his battle style well into adulthood. Number 11. Zabuza Momoshiki is one of the first major antagonists to appear in Naruto, and he's also one of the strongest Kenjutsu users in the series. His sword is the massive, cleaver-like Kyubikiribasho, which can absorb the iron in the blood that touches it, and reform itself by using it. Despite how heavy the sword is, he tosses it around like it's nothing. He claims that his sword never cut a second time, which seems to mean that he's been able to fell most opponents with a single strike. No wonder he's known as the Demon of the Hidden Mist. Number 12. Because Mifune is a samurai, not a ninja, it's rare that he gets the spotlight on jutsu-based lists. But Kenjutsu is another word for swordsmanship. It doesn't necessarily require any skills a samurai can't master. Using a sword called Kurosawa, Mifune practices a style of Kenjutsu called Lai, which involves rapidly unsheathing his sword, attacking, and resheathing it. He could move so quickly and so precisely that hand-seal-based attacks were hard-pressed to touch him. While he doesn't use chakra extensively, he can channel it through his sword to increase its power. Number 13. Once a loyal Kurigakure ninja, Kisame Hashigaki ended up abandoning his village and joining the Akatsuki. With him, he brought his affiliation with the 7 Swordsmen of the Mist, as well as his massive Kenjutsu prowess. Though proficient with a katana, Kisame Hashigaki is best known for his use of Samihata, a sentient sword covered in scales. Rather than cutting an opponent, the scales scrape off flesh. It can also absorb chakra, which Kisame can access by fusing with Samihata. Because of its unwillingness to work with most people, Samihata is quite challenging to wield, and only the strongest swordsmen are able to do so. Number 14. Mangetsu Hoseki was one of the members of the 7 ninja swordsmen of the Mist, which automatically means he's skilled with a blade. But unlike many of the other Kenjutsu users in the organization, Mangetsu didn't just use one legendary sword, he mastered all 7 of them. This included Samihata, a sword that was known for being picky about which users it would accept. Because he could reliably use all of the swords, he was trusted to transport them in a sealed scroll. Number 15. Though Killer Bee would probably prefer to be remembered for his Enka rap, his Kenjutsu skills are actually a whole lot better than anything he's capable of musically. Bee uses a unique style called acrobat, which involves holding 7 blades at once while moving in a hip-hop dance style. Despite balancing so many blades, he's able to hit the exact spot he's aiming for on his opponent's body with perfect accuracy and speed. He's so fast that even a Sharingan user is bound to have trouble keeping up with him. He sometimes uses the Eight Tails chakra to create yet another sword, which he wields just as effectively. Once he gets a hold of Samihata, he's able to seamlessly incorporate the tricky blade into his repertoire. Do you agree with our lists, or did we miss something? Write it down in the comment section. Also, don't forget to subscribe